You know, I call this channel Gardening and Crocs for a reason. It's not all about the latest and greatest trends in gardening. It's not all about having the perfect garden. Heck, it's not even about growing the biggest tomato or garlic. Right, Big Will Dog? What it is to me, it's about being comfortable. Gardening with Crocs on, how much more comfortable can you get than that? I tell you what, it's about being grounded. It's about getting your hands dirty. It's about having a connection to nature. It's about getting all those worries from the real life, your real world, just put them past you. Something to get out of your head, all those worries and all those challenges that you have facing you in real life. Just come out to the garden and be one with it. So sometimes I do ask myself, what is the point of all this? Sometimes I just kind of wonder, why do I do this? Why do I make all this work, extra work for me? I could just easily go to the grocery store and buy food. I could easily just hire somebody maybe to do my garden, although that would be a little bit expensive. So let's take a deep dive into Doug, the CrocGardener, and let's look at why I am gardening. So let's start back at the beginning. How did I get into gardening? Well, the first thing I will tell you is I started gardening way back whenever I was a kid. Probably about Kid Croc's age, probably maybe, heck, it was probably maybe starting out 3, 5 years old, something along the lines of that. My parents always had a garden. My grandparents always had a garden. Heck, one of my grandpas, he was a farmer. Not this field back here, but he had many acres that he farmed. He also had a home garden. They did a lot of canning. All three of them did a lot of canning. Both sets of grandparents and my mom and dad also did a lot of canning. We had canned green beans, we had canned chili, we had canned tomatoes, salsa, spaghetti sauce, all the above. We did a lot of that stuff at home. So that was just kind of a second nature for me. It was kind of second nature for me just to go out in the garden and help out, plant a seed. That's probably where my first seed was planted, was out in those gardens. My grandparents' garden and my mom and dad's garden. Literally, whenever I could see a little seed being planted and see that thing sprout and come up as a plant, that's pretty amazing, especially when you're a little youngster. So that's where I started out with my gardening experience. Now that gardening experience did grow and grow and grow and grow, essentially, as time went on. So I remember one summer whenever I was probably middle school age or high school, my brother and I, we each took half a garden, and we manned the garden for the whole summer. And we just had a contest to see who can get most out of the garden. You know, of course, I won because I'm just a winner, right? No, I don't know who truly won, but I think we both won because we both had a successful garden, and we both learned a lot that summer. And then moving on, I moved out of the house, went to college for a few years, so things kind of laid off a little bit. And then when I got back home from school, I ended up going and moving into my own house, my own place. Finally, I had my own little place that I can choose to have my garden. Now, my first garden, it was probably about an 8x8 or 16x16 bed, raised bed that I just grew in. Pretty simple things: tomatoes, peppers. I did some onions. I did some green beans. All those. And then probably about 10 years later, we moved into this house, into this garden. I started a garden. One of the unique things that I started with this garden, why I started this garden actually, was I was big into brewing beer. I did a lot of hops. I had like 16 different hop plants. I had a big old hop trellis. I'll see if I can pull up some pictures of those. Brewing beer at that point in time was one of the key hobbies that I had in my life. And just by doing the hops, growing my own hops, I saved a lot of money. It also got that itch for the gardening side of me. Soon after, I slowly started getting more back into the gardening side of things, planting more tomatoes, planting more green beans, planting the strawberries that I had. Oh my gosh, those first strawberries that I pulled out of the garden, were fantastic. So let's move into present day. I am working a full-time job. My wife works a full-time job. I am definitely a full-time dad. We have 2 little boys. They are awesome. But sometimes, it's great just to come out here and have a mental escape. With my job, a lot of times, there's no start to finish with projects. I'm usually a problem solver and fixing things. Sometimes I don't see things get fixed completely either. So it makes sense whenever I can start a project and finish a project. That for me is a mental relief for me. Also, sometimes just getting up, moving around. I'm at a desk most of the day. Getting up and moving around and getting my hands dirty is also a very good mental release for me. You know, the garden is essentially my reset button. Now, the other big why on this is growing food. I feel so much of a sense of accomplishment whenever I can grow my own food. If I can go and put away quarts and pints of tomatoes, salsa, picante sauce, green beans, you name it, I'm trying it. We're trying to put away some food in the basement. We store long term. Things are awesome in that factor. I have this garden to a point right now where I can guarantee myself so much food per year, and we will be guaranteed not to go hungry if we ever had a shortage in one area. And folks, I tell you what, you might just be able to just as easy go to the grocery store and buy these things. But once you taste your own ripe tomato that you grew yourself, or your own picante sauce that you made yourself, canned yourself, there's a whole nother level sense of pride. That stuff tastes a whole bunch better than that store-bought stuff. And I tell you what, it's also healthier for you. You know what went into all this. You know what kind of chemicals were used in the garden, or what kind of chemicals weren't used in the garden. You know what kind of pesticides and such were used in the garden. So there's a whole nother level to this that makes this completely yours. And that's what makes it completely mine. The garden also lets me get out my creative side. So does this YouTube channel. I also like to try to do things try to get a little bit creative, although my creativity may not show as much as what you would think, but I try at least. But growing oddball things such as some jelly melons or different things like that I have never heard of kind of is interesting to me. I don't do too many experiments, but every once in a while I will venture out and do some experimentation. And those plants really kind of give me another sense of education. I can learn from those plants on what they are different on how they do. Let's say a green bean is different than this other dragon tongue green bean. I could take a little bit and learn from all those. I also find the garden a sense of heritage. I can talk about the garden all day long to both my sons. I get a little bit of help out here from time to time, but I'm hoping that they come out and they'll be the same way as me. They see me working out in the garden. I saw my dad working out in the garden. I'm sure he saw his dad working out in the garden, and the thing trickles down. So heritage, I'm trying to learn how to do things so I can pass it down to my children. And I can do this lead by example. My children will do the same thing. Now imagine if I can pass some seeds down to both of those boys. How awesome would that be? They can have a whole garden full of seeds that their dad gave them, and they can pass those down to my grandchildren. That'll be something fantastic, a legacy that I could live with my life. Speaking of videos, if you guys want to check that out, up here, I will show you a video on why I save seeds and how I save seeds. I got 2 different videos on that. Go check those out. So now let's focus on the YouTube aspect of this. All this really has been coming forth to fruition for me. At first, maybe I thought I could make $1 or $2 off of this, which I have not made $1 or $2 at all yet. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But a couple things that I have gotten out of this YouTube thing was, 1, I am video logging everything I do. I can go back and look and see what I did from year to year. 2, I am making a lot of friends on this YouTube thing. All my coast to coasters, if you haven't seen Down Home Backyard Gardening's monthly video with coast to coast people, they got gardeners, 10 different gardeners from coast to coast that we report on gardening things. Go check it out. Go check his channel out as well. I have definitely communicated with several guys off of YouTube. Just been one of those things where I could just talk back and forth with gardening things. Ray Ray's garden, Down Home Southern Kitchens garden, and then we got Down Home Backyard Gardening as well. All those guys I've been able to chat with and say, hey, how's this doing for you? Or how'd this plant work out for you? It's just a great sense of community. And speaking of community, nothing better expresses more community whenever you have an abundance of things and you bring it to your neighbors. They love freebies, especially if it's homegrown freebies. So that's my story. Started in my grandparents' garden, then my parents' garden, and now my own garden, my own grocery store, my own little slice of Zen, if you will, my own little science lab, my own little community. But now I want to hear from you. Why did you start your garden? Why do you guys garden? Leave me a comment down below. And as always, guys, don't forget to hit that like button and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Cheers, everybody, and God bless.